There's a lot of initial fear around it, and there is. I mean, there are. To be fair, there are probably some companies out there that are using fear, uncertainty, and doubt to try and make that to push lots of technology, to push lots of different processes and things. But in reality, it's relatively straightforward. There's getting all the basics right is the first stage, and once you've got all the basics right, then you've closed off an awful lot of routes for compromise. To the point where even if you then get compromised, you're in a small area. You can't spread. There was the bank in I think it was an Indian bank recently. They had almost no cybersecurity in place at all. And once somebody got in through a phishing email, they were then able to just spread throughout the whole bank, and they stole $100 million or something from the bank. But that's just really bad cybersecurity. But as you develop cybersecurity sophistication and maturity, you start to segment your networks. You can, what we do is we run the external facing servers in networks that are isolated from the rest of the business, so that even if someone in the business is compromised, they can't go from there straight to the really secure servers. There's multiple, in-depth, sort of in-depth protections in multiple layers that stop the bad guys from getting through to the data you don't want them to have. So historically, we always used to think, but lots of people still do think, you've got a firewall on the outside of your network, you've got antivirus on each person's machine, we're good. No, you're not anymore. Unfortunately, once they're inside the network, then they can often use that, use the term kind of living off the land. They'll sit inside your network, just looking, finding the weaknesses, finding the bits that they can exploit, building up a picture, and you don't even know that they're there necessarily, and then they'll strike. They'll have found how they're going to compromise the machines. They'll compromise the machines. They'll get all of the the administrator level or the root level access that they need. They'll take the data that they want, and then they're gone. If you're and sometimes now they're not even bothering dropping ransomware. They're just taking the data and ransoming the actual data they've already taken. Threatening with releasing that onto the dark web, where people can then take it and exploit it. But ransomware is also a critical piece that they'll then drop. So they'll take a load of data and then drop ransomware. Having compromised the internal network, it can spread very quickly, and then you're in a whole world of pain.